Welcome back, and next up is Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn and Kathryn Newton, which I have to say, it has to be based on, I'm probably stating the obvious here, but it has to be based on the Freaky Friday films, body swap story. Can I assume the producers purposely played on this theme, but instead unleashed the Blissfield Butcher upon the world, where it's basically a serial killer swaps bodies with a high school girl and goes on the rampage. There's absolutely nothing freaky about this, so it's got to be, it's got to be that. It's got to be a play on Freaky Friday. I'm sorry, it has to be. I mean, it's like calling Titanic slightly bumpy or The Day After Tomorrow little bit chilly. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing freaky about a serial killer jumping into the body of a high school girl. It's downright fucking horrendous. So Freaky reminds me of the early Scream franchise. I'm talking late 90s, Drew Barrymore, shiny cinematography, a bunch of shitted up teenagers in a massive house that's just square miles and square miles long. Like full of hiding places, man in a mask standing outside, that sort of thing. It's very easy watching, very teen, cringy at points. But the overall concept is a high school girl is sat alone outside school one night, waiting for her ride home. And the Blissfield Butcher, played by Vince Vaughn, approaches her. What he does is he chases after her and then pins her down on the baseball diamond. And he's... the house that he broke into at the beginning of the film to go on another rampage of his, he acquired this knife, a sort of voodoo-like knife, which actually performs a ritualistic body swap with the people that it's actually involved with. So, you stab it into someone, you swap bodies type thing. It's really bizarre. So, he's got that, and he pins her down, plunges it into her, I think, shoulder, but the injury he's inflicted upon her is reflected upon him at exactly the same time. The moon comes out from behind a cloud during this scene. It's all very artistic. I don't know if the moon's relevant, but still, he stabs the girl, and then that's that. Both of them bugger off home, get cozy under the duvet, go to bed, set the alarm for the morning. Or if you're anything like me with an iPhone, you get lost in fucking global clocks and stopwatches. They go to bed, as they do in all body swap films. It doesn't happen instantly for some reason. Wake up in the morning, and then bam. Millie is the serial killer, and the serial killer is Millie. So it gives him the perfect opportunity to just go running around after her friends at school to kill them, basically. Now, I must say, if this movie... I'm hoping you didn't see me. I spat slightly. I'm hoping you didn't see that. Right, if this movie isn't listed in the LGBT section of Netflix, I'd be very, very surprised. It whisks so much gayness and fluidity into the production that it almost becomes purely a gay movie, like a sort of homosexual production. The main, the best friend at school, the main male, he's like the gay best friend, running around, flapping about, all camp and the rest of it. He actually scores, pun fully intended, with a macho member of the football team at one point. Kathryn Newton, she's the star of the show. I suppose she had to do it for the actual story, but she proper mans up and embraces her masculine side, swaggering about. Even her costume is like this tight leather jacket, which is quite rugged. And Vince Vaughn, Jesus, even he gets his chops around another dude's kisser when Millie's love interest. So obviously she's got a boy at school that she's interested in. The love interest somehow, although it's a almost 7 foot tall, sort of massive, broad man, it's sitting in front of him. Somehow forgets that he just overlooks that, and because he knows it's Millie inside, bashfully starts announcing his love for her and goes in for a wet one. It's just, so Vince Vaughn and the love interest, they smack chops. Apologies for the crude examples. It's just stupid. I'm sort of smiling as I talk about it because it's tacky. It's beyond tacky. but it's extremely watchable. It's one of those, if you catch it on Netflix, I'm sure it will be on there soon. It's one of those, you'll know when you see it, you'll think, oh God, total load of shit play. You know, that kind of thing. You stick it on because you're bored. Yeah, so of course with many films of this genre, you have to have the sort of the twatty character who's just remains incredulous to the actual action and everything that's happening around them. This comes in the form of Millie's sister, who's actually she's a police officer. She's like she works, you know, local authorities, but she's actually, although she has been a cop under her belt, she starts off becoming like the calmer, older influencer who embraces her younger sister. But although she's a copper, she just becomes a total fuckwit at the end of the film. She's one of those characters who, she's one of those characters who just, she knows what's going on, but she just won't believe it. She just remains just, you know, she just doesn't want to get involved or help out. And in the end, you know, she finally comes round, you know, and starts to believe everything when everything is over. She's utterly ridiculous. It's like Millie's friends come bursting into the cop station towards the end of the film, and they're like, oh my God, we need to get the knife. You know, the knife that the killer stabbed her with has been taken in for evidence or something. And she's like, don't fucking move. I don't know what's going on. You do know what's going on. But I swear to God, if you don't leave here right now, I'm going to make sure. You're obviously not going to make sure because, you know, you're basically incredulous to everything. I'm going to make sure you never get set foot in this town again. Don't believe you. It's like, you know, she's just a fucking twat. Excuse my language. But yeah, by the end of the film, you've got the one character who doesn't believe anything. She almost entirely actually stops her own sister from returning to her own body. And yeah, it's not great. She's a bit of a dumb fuck character, excuse my language again. But yeah, the rest of the film is just non-stop, sort of just nuts. There's just people running around all over the place while they're on a countdown trying to get Millie back into her own body. I have to say, Vince Vaughn is brilliant. I've not really seen him in anything before where he is scary. But as I was sat in the cinema watching this, I was like, fucking hell. You know, you wouldn't want to cross him on a dark night. Jesus, he's terrifying. And he embraces his dark side absolutely, just magnificently. He's brilliant. Hands down, the best character. I mean, he's the lead character, but the best character of Freaky. He's fantastic. He's terrifying. He's deadly serious, and he really steps up a notch here. So yeah, he's great. Freaky. It's watchable shit. It's enjoyable, but tacky. It's watchable, but it's crap. It's one of those. Yeah, it's a teen film that obviously plays on the theme of Freaky Friday. I think this was Jason Blum's intention. If it wasn't, I'd be very, very surprised. It would almost be very freaky if he didn't. Yeah, I would watch it again if I was bored, but yeah, I wouldn't fall over myself to see it again. So yeah, that's Freaky. God, I'm gonna have to watch this back and count how many times I said yeah. It's like a silence filler. I think I'm like, oh yeah. So apologies for that. Again, that's a little bit freaky, isn't it? Okay. Let's end this one. And what's next? Ah, yes, that one.